Rula Abu Hassan says, what's the difference between homophones, homonyms, and polysamy? Okay, so I can address the first two, and I will have to, as I'm answering it, search the last one because I'm actually not sure. I'm not familiar with polysamy. That is a word that I'm not familiar with, unfortunately. So a homophone is a word that sounds the same as another word, but is perhaps spelled differently. So an example, classic example would be aisle, aisle, and aisle. So that would be I apostrophe LL, and then AISLE, and then ISLE. Those three spelled differently, but actually they have the exact same pronunciation. And I'm sure you can think of a lot of other examples. How about TWO, TO, and TOO? Okay, those are also homophones. Now, a homonym, sometimes I say homo, sometimes hama. Homonym or homonym, I usually say homonym. This is, so actually, the umbrella term is homonyms. These are things that are the same in some way because the word homo, H-O-M-O, is same. That's what it means. It means same. So specifically under that umbrella, then you have homophones and homographs. Now, often we call homophones just homonyms. Sometimes people will call homographs homonyms. So I like to kind of get away from the umbrella term and just use homophones and homographs. Now, a homograph would be when you have a word that's spelled the same as another word, but it has a totally different meaning and probably a different pronunciation, but not necessarily. And maybe a completely different form. So an example of that would be something like DOVE. DOVE. Now, what is a DOVE? Well, that's a kind of bird. It's a white bird that represents peace, right? So that would be pronounced how? Dove. So that's sort of pronounced D-U-V. Dove, 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 a dove. But at the action, to jump forward in the past tense, it's the past of dive, D-I-V-E. And that is in the past tense because it's an irregular verb, dove. So dove, dove. Dove is the past form of dive, and it's pronounced O, and then the animal is pronounced Same spelling, though. And there are lots of examples of this. If you're really interested in this, I just completed a course recently, Advanced American English Pronunciation, where we talk quite a bit about homophones and homographs. So if you're interested in learning more about this, especially as it relates to pronunciation, I would encourage you to check that out. You can do that. There's a discount code in the link in the description. But it's the idea of paying careful attention to the differences based on what you hear in one sense, which is, okay, I'm not going to focus on the spelling because I'm hearing and o, and then in the other, not being distracted by spelling and allowing yourself to accept that actually these do sound the same, even though they're spelled differently, right? So it's from two different standpoints. Now, what is a polyseme? That I don't know the answer to, so I'm gonna search this one live. Polyseme, S-E-M-Y, excuse me. What am I saying? All right, this is the coexistence of many possible meanings for a word or phrase. Oh, okay. Polysemy. Polysemy. Okay, I was unfamiliar with this specific word, so that's an interesting thing. Okay, so that would be something like what? Well, I guess like light, right? L-I-G-H-T. That's a word which could be not heavy. It could be brightness. It could be the thing itself. It could be a characteristic of mind. It could be the object, bulb, right? That is a light. But it could be the illumination it produces, or it could be just the bulb itself. That is a light over there. A lot of different uses of that word, and I guess that's what polysemy means. Although, again, I was not familiar with the term before just now. So actually, Rula, thank you for educating me on a new word, polysemy. The capacity of a word or phrase to have multiple related meanings. Polysemy is thus distinct from homonymy or homonymy. An accidental similarity between two or more. Okay, so it's a similar form. Okay, so multiple related meanings. Got it. Related meanings. I wonder if they can provide me. I'm just Googling here. Bear with me. I'm just Googling an example that they want to provide. Okay, so multiple related meanings. Multiple related meanings. Then they give the example of head, hit with head, title. Ah, okay. So head meaning what? How many different meanings can head have? Head could be brain. Head could be boss of a business. Head could be the top of anything. Got it. That's interesting. And they're using a circle with a bunch of circles around it to indicate the different possible meanings of that. So it's a related form. So it's not, I guess I should correct what I said about light. Maybe light, then, the related meanings of light as it relates to when we describe the phenomenon of light. So related meanings in some way. Head as in title. Head as in go towards. Head as in brain. Okay, something to explore more. Again, this is a new term for me, so that's quite interesting. Got it. Well, I hope that answers your question, at least for the first two. And for the last one, I will do some more exploration. And thank you for bringing it up. That's a really good one. If you guys haven't already done so, would appreciate if you could hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe as well. And also check out my full courses in the links in the description.